Welcome to Uncanny X-Minutes, where we bring you the comics behind the movies. I'm Stasia.
I'm Producer James.
And we're here to watch X-Men Days of Future Past, minutes 60 through 70.
Would you like to know what happens?
Yes, please.
It's a lot of Paris stuff. A lot of Paris stuff happens.
Yeah.
Bolivar Trask detects Mystique as a mutant in the big meeting because she's pretending to be a general.
Right.
So then the X-Men show up to help. Big old battle.
Yep.
Fight. And then we find out, in this we find out what Trask's plan is with Sentinels.
There you go.
So we're going to talk about Trask.
Oh, man. So here's the funny thing about Bolivar Trask. I was like, yeah, Trask, huge. Like, in my head.
Especially this movie. Because this movie exists, you're like, what a big character.
He is a character that I had heard of, and like Trask Industries is a thing.
Yep.
We've kind of talked about some of his other family members.
Which is when we talked about at the end of the last movie. We're like, oh yeah, Trask Industries. What a crazy big thing. And then it was like, we found out from that episode, Trask Industries isn't a thing.
Yeah. But, you know.
Yeah. But it is the same thing where you're like, oh, it's one of those... Because he's used in the cartoons and he's used in the movie, he's more important than he is in the comics.
Yeah, he is way more important. He's definitely one of those characters that they plucked out and they were like, yes, he's in there. He's in there really early too, which we're going to get to shortly. Yeah. And they're going to just make him better. I don't know. Like, it's really interesting.
So, well, I guess let's get into his humble beginnings.
Bolivar Trask makes his first appearance in X-Men 14.
Yep.
And he makes his last appearance. Last appearance in his...
I think what they, in a lot of websites, what they'll say is the issue he dies in.
That's actually that's more accurate.
Yeah.
His first death, as you can see where we're going with this, his first death is X-Men 16. So he's in there for all of 3 issues.
Yeah, he's got 3 issues on him.
So he dies in X-Men 16. So all of 3
issues.
Whole issues.
He has a whole... So this is like one of the first big story arcs, quote unquote, in the Silver Age.
Yes.
Because Silver Age tends to be issue. Like, people come back.
Yeah.
Like, Magneto makes a lot of appearances in the first, many of issues. Like, he's in number 1 and then comes back in number 4 with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and then they show up a bunch.
Right.
Trask shows up in 14 and dies in 16, and it's all one story.
Yes.
It is the Sentinel story.
It's really, really good. Like,
yeah, it actually is good.
It. Yeah. And this is really an older style of like because the storytelling, it's the Golden Age. So it's like the
Silver Age.
Sorry, excuse me.
Technically.
It's the Silver Age. It's the original X-Men team.
Yeah.
Beast is still like a guy. He's not furry.
And they're still in the OG costumes even.
Right.
That's how early we're talking.
Written like it's pre-Claremont. Maybe we should just call it pre and post-Claremont.
Pre-Claremont. I think it's still...
I
think it might even still be Stan Lee writing.
I think it is.
And it's like shortly thereafter he stopped writing it.
Yeah. And this is like really interesting because in this issue, and I wanted to bring this up, it's not about Trask specifically, but in this issue, there is conversation between Angel and Bobby where Angel is wrapping his wings up.
Because he used to do that.
Because his parents don't even know that he's a mutant.
We have talked about this, yeah.
And in that conversation, Bobby says... Well, why are we even keeping our identity a secret? And I think this is like kind of, we've gone back and forth about like when mutants were like hated and feared, quote unquote, and like when that started. And I was like, I thought like it started at Claremont, but I think like at the end of Stan Lee, this is where it transitions.
The first Eunice the Untouchable issue has some mutant hatred in it. Yeah. Like they get stuff thrown at them.
Which issue? Which is after
early.
this? Or is it before
I think it's
this?
even before this.
It's before this.
Yeah.
Okay. But in this issue, it's like really framed as the beginning. They're like, he is stoked. Bolivar Trask, quotes unquote, according to Professor X in these issues, stokes the hatred of mutants.
Yeah.
Of like, he creates this as like, I don't know, this like idea. Because even the characters don't really think it's a big deal if they have secret identities. By the end of this run, they definitely do. Like, secret identities are a real thing here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 8 is
number
when
8.
we...
Okay.
I think that is the first instance of hatred. Like, flat out bigotry.
Yeah. The banners on the top still said different things, though, in this issue. Not like the catchphrase, which is really interesting.
That's the thing. The catchphrase is a different story, but just the concept. The concept is there in number 8.
Yeah. Bolivar Trask. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Bolivar Trask technically is an anthropologist.
That was exactly what I was going to say. We're on the same page, James.
Yes. I remember reading this for the first time and go, ooh, Stasia's not going to like this.
It was really interesting. So, yeah, everyone knows I studied anthropology. I have a graduate degree in anthropology. I'm an archaeologist. Like,
So why do you hate mutants is the question.
It's wild. It's crazy to see this. So like, it's like really interesting. First of all, I just found it so funny. I literally wrote this down. I was like, what do you think what were they doing in the 60s where anthropologists could just call newspapers? Like people do not listen to us. Are you kidding? I would love to get a newspaper to talk to me about something that mattered, but
the internet didn't exist. You just had to call a press conference.
I guess. It was wild. I was like, wait, when did like, between the pull of Bolivar Trask as like just this random anthropologist and the pull of Professor X, who theoretically is just some professor. I mean, he's a specialist of mutants or whatever, but like they can just like call news programs and they're like, we're going to move 2 soap operas, a quote from these issues, by the way, to have this scientific debate on national television. Again, I was not alive in the 60s. I find this hard to believe. Even then, I find this hard to believe. I don't think we had that kind of pull.
I feel like you could have done it, but it would have had to been like a big event. Something bigger than this, I would think, but maybe it would have been big. I don't know.
So what Bolivar Trask is introducing, which we've mentioned before, is the original Sentinels.
Yeah.
They look a little different than what you may imagine Sentinels to be. Much smaller.
They're maybe 9 feet.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
They're not 2-story robots.
Yeah.
So the OG Sentinels are like slightly bigger than Iron Man.
Yeah. And like Master Mold is slightly bigger than them. But we also realize that he's been created in this
I don't even think he would be even
the
height of a
doing
normal...
a lot. The chair is doing a lot. It really
doing a lot of lifting.
Yeah.
A Master Mold's in this too, which is crazy that was straight off from the beginning too.
Yeah. So Bolivar, basically his concern is that mutants are a menace, like the mutant menace, that's like the headline.
Yeah.
And because they are going to overthrow like humanity as the dominant species and then like rule over them.
He actually has a like artist depiction of what that looks like.
Yes.
And it looks like Egypt with slave drivers, like where the mutants are like whipping humans to like do stuff.
So ridiculous.
Hilariously, it comes back. This actual image comes back in New X-Men.
Oh.
So in the Grant Morrison run, it is what Quentin Quire based their outfits on.
Oh my God.
Is that actual image.
I didn't know that. That's so funny. So, but okay.
They say it in the comic. Like it's not like a hidden thing.
Okay,
like,
so
but Quentin does say like that's what we're basing it on.
Oh my gosh. I see everything I hear about Quentin Quire just makes me like Quentin Quire more. Because that's so ridiculous thing to do. But like, so it's this fear of being replaced. It's this fear of like becoming subservient. It's this lack of power. And so from his judgment, he creates the Sentinels in order to be stronger than any mutant possible, and that it has every weaponry, so that way humans can ensure that the mutant menace will not come to pass.
And this is actually pretty progressive for the 60s.
Extremely. I was shocked by this.
This feels like a storyline that'd be written nowadays.
Yeah.
Because that is the kind of rhetoric that does... happen in our country.
Pervasive.
Yeah.
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Oh, man. It's almost like we should be studying history, y'all.
Oh, man. And as an anthropologist, he should know better.
You would think, right?
You would think.
But at the same time, you get like creationist scientists.
Yes, that's
where
true.
You're like,
they exist.
You can't be a scientist and a creationist. I mean, you can be, but then like...
It's confusing.
To a certain extent, you can be. I remember we were looking up a certain college that had archaeology degrees that were like, that you have no business having archaeology degrees.
I did a lot. That was so compelling. It shall not be named. But I was like,
we'll leave that one under wraps. But it was definitely a religious dogma being wrapped up in archaeology that tells students like there's no archaeological evidence for what you're supposing.
And like your archaeologists, because you are training them, know this.
So Bolivar Trask is like that.
He's an anthropologist who should know better.
Let's be honest, he's a roboticist first.
Well, actually, so here's the thing.
But like in that way, like he's better at robots than he is at archaeology.
Not according to Professor X in this issue.
Sure.
Because so basically he builds the Sentinels himself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why? That's some Silver Age nonsense.
That is definitely some Silver Age nonsense. Like, oh, here's like a magic cape or whatever.
That's why when they did it for this movie, they're like, Trask Industries helps people.
Yeah, it has to be like also like some government support, like they get some grants, whatever.
Right.
Like, there's got to be some actual money.
Yeah. Because like a lot of the times, it's funny when you there's like other appearances he makes, and a lot of them are just flashbacks to like this era.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's so short lived.
Right. So like, but it is always that. It's always like. He's like less talked about as an anthropologist. It is more the fear of being replaced.
Right. And the other thing about it too is that Master Mold is the thing he builds to create more Sentinels. Like it's
the factory.
It's the factory, but it's also a Sentinel.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's such a weird idea, and I love it.
Like X-Men 97 did a better job of showing like what Master Mold would actually look like if he were creating Sentinels. This one's like, you're just slightly bigger, bro.
Yeah. I did like that. It was very similar in that he is kind of he's inside of a hill here. Like their secret lair is like part of a hill that like comes up and it like has laser beams everywhere. It's very cool.
This one's interesting because like he brings out the Sentinels during this debate.
Yes.
And they immediately do the sci-fi, like the 60s sci-fi thing was like, you know what, we're here to protect humanity.
Yeah.
And in order to do so, we need to take over humanity.
Yeah. It's the only logical conclusion.
It's the only logical conclusion.
You guys are too irrational. You cannot be responsible for yourselves. Right. Frankly, we're not proving them incorrect. So, like, you know, they have to just take over. Obviously, not the thing that Trask wants.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like literally the same press conference that they called between Professor X, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is actually another classic trope, the debate trope, with Professor X going on television to debate an anti-mutant guy.
Because that's his thing, right? His thing is nonviolence. It is supposed to be logic. It's supposed to, but like empathetic logic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, man, we're people too.
Right.
It's his whole deal. So he's trying to, this is pre him, everyone knowing he's a mutant. Right. So in his head, it's his way to be like, hey guys, they're fine. Mm-hmm. They're fine. Even though there's that magnetic terrorist that's running around.
The magnetic terrorist that's saying the thing that he's actually concerned about, which is like they're going to enslave humans and they're going to be homo superior. And then Magneto's like, yeah.
Yeah. He really is the problem in Professor Xavier's argument.
It's really interesting
at the time,
right? And I do think, I mean, not to talk about Magneto in an episode about Bolivar Trask.
I think you have to though, because like this, because let's be honest, making metal Sentinels is not the way to take down Magneto.
Hilarious, an insane decision, really
wild decision.
We can take down any mutant except the main bad one, like
the one who literally created a brotherhood of evil mutants,
right? That controls metal.
In the movie, they're not metal.
Yes, that's true. They're made out of something else,
right? Like a polymer of some sort. It doesn't really matter. But they are specifically made because he's a problem,
right? Like that. I don't have an issue on me, but I am positive multiple times I've read the discussions of like Sentinels being made out of other things in the comics.
Oh, I bet.
Just because of Magneto.
Just because of him.
Like, there's like an anti-Magneto planning session for all of these like industry. Which makes sense. Yeah, you got to think about the strongest mutants.
It is interesting, and we probably have talked about it before, but like, I love that Magneto started off as like the master of magnetism.
Yes.
But like, we don't distinguish usually any other type of metals, because there's non-ferrous metals that aren't magnetic.
That's true.
And should not respond to him. But I think he just controls metal at this point.
So here's the thing. I was not prepared to talk about Magneto today, so I don't have references with me right now.
Yeah.
I swear to you that there's a comic somewhere that he can make metal magnetic.
Probably.
Like, I think that is an explanation I have seen
right.
somewhere. He's like able to rearrange things to make things magnetic.
That's a great way to change it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that's why he's a metal bender now.
Right. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we just don't worry about it.
Right.
You know,
because
that's not fun.
No, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
It's just like, oh, you're going to fight Magneto, except you have you have anti-magnetic metal. Okay, whatever.
Cool.
Like, that's lame.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah.
The Sentinels end up taking Trask from this interview to make more Sentinels.
Right. And after they also trap the entire audience and all of the workers and Professor X, who is then sending out like signals to the X-Men psychically to be like, yo, actually, I need help. Cancel your vacation. Let's go. Like,
I think this was the string of, hey, you guys deserve a break.
Literally.
Oops, never mind.
I don't even think Cyclops made it to his house.
I
think he was on the train or something. I can't remember. But yeah. So I mean, it goes kind of as you would expect.
Yeah.
I would also say that the Trask within these issues almost immediately like regrets his decision.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is also where Professor X, when he realizes that the obviously the AI created machinery, which is what it is, is immediately like out of Trask's control.
Yep.
This is when Professor X just is like, he's an anthropologist. He's not like a computer guy. What was he thinking? These are out there. He had no idea what he was doing.
But he did create large robots.
He did.
And I do like in the movie they have they're like, oh, Trask, how's this not going to attack humans?
Yeah.
And he's like, no problem. He goes, I have this little device that can detect the X gene, which is in the comics.
Yes.
Like the Sentinels have mutant tracking technology.
Yes. Not right now. We're not talking about the X gene, but yes, later.
Trask did not put that in.
No.
But later they do. But it is a common thing within the comics to be able to track mutants from the robots.
They could track mutants. There's been like other occasions where they're tracking mutants from satellites and stuff. That's the whole Australia thing.
Yeah. So basically it ends with Trask sacrificing himself to save everyone else. Like, I believe his logic is something to the effect of like, oh, they would put their lives on the line to save humans. Like, maybe they're not all bad.
Yes, because during the giant, like, the hill that becomes the
Sentinel factory made into a hill.
How did Trask move that much, like, mass to build a hole that big for an entire factory under a hill?
I don't think... they've never written a comic with him in it.
That's true.
That explains that.
No.
So we need to write it.
I'm curious. Like, I'm like, who did this? Who built this?
I mean, if I went back into Larry Trask, maybe they would explain it. But from what I read, I couldn't tell you.
No clue. I mean, I guess he could be a trained archaeologist if he's an anthropologist. Like, theoretically, maybe he's used to digging. That seems like a lot of digging.
Just loves being underground,
I guess. But yeah, like, during this time they capture some of the X-Men, blah blah blah. You guys know how this goes.
It's very Silver Agey.
But Beast is like under a psychic beam where it's like, spill all your secrets, and he's like, yes, of course.
Well, I love it because it's spill all your secrets, and instead it's like, all right, let me tell you my origin story.
Literally, it's so long. I love it. I actually really liked it. I was like,
the cover says the origin of the Beast on it, and it is him being like, tell us all your secrets. When I was a baby,
it's so good.
I was born with large feet. Like, I'm not joking. That is what he does.
It's so good. I actually really, really enjoyed that. I actually think that was like the best part of the whole thing, because it was just like so charming and like
wild,
and also like what a way to like stall for time, because that's like really what he needed to be done. And like during those confessions, that's when Trask realizes that like, oh, they were just trying to help people, and now I'm going to become this scientist that like everybody in the world hates because I've unleashed a much bigger problem, which is the Sentinels.
Right.
A thing that like he then dies. And I know we've talked about his son and whatever. They blame the X-Men for his death later, and there's like misunderstandings upon misunderstandings.
Which of course, because he was the only one there, you know. So like,
who's going to tell the truth, right? Yeah. But like, it's really interesting that like literally 3 issues, he's like, I made a huge mistake, and then all of his descendants then proceed to make the exact same mistake.
Yeah. yeah.
Constantly.
So he dies in 1966.
Crazy.
Oh, I guess release date 1965. So late 1965, he is dead. He does come back.
Yeah, twice.
He comes back. Does he come back twice? I only have the one time.
Well, okay. So he comes back with the techno-organic virus.
Right. So X-Force. We're talking post M-Day.
Yes.
Post Hope Summers Running in the Future. Mm-hmm. X-Force. Definitely So it's funny. The other week we were talking about the young X-Men being recruited by Cyclops and him being like, we now kill people.
Yep. And
we're like, wow, that's crazy. That's wild. Yeah, he wouldn't do that to new mutants is the thing. Like new recruits, you're not going to have them killing. Now the old force, the old X-Force.
Oh, X-Force. Oh yeah.
That's who we need a lethal force to go and do the dirty work that needs to be done. So in this run, the Purifiers end up resurrecting Bastion using Nimrod. They put the head of Bastion onto the body of Nimrod and they resurrect Bastion.
Yeah.
Bastion then finds Magus. I don't know how you say his name.
I always read it, so I don't know.
Magus, which is Warlock's dad.
Yes, that's Warlock's dad.
Who's like remains are at the bottom of the ocean. And they're like, all right, we're going to take a bit of this techno-organic virus, and Bastion uses it to resurrect basically all of the classic X-Men villains, including Bolivar Trask. Okay. Yes. And Bastion is controlling all of them as well. So there's multiple scenes of him literally putting words in their mouth about everything that's going on. Trask ends up going to the UN and they're like, hey man, we want to get a mutant response division going. So it is a UN-funded anti-mutant force.
Yes.
Crazy.
It was hopping.
It was.
Like
this is also like one of those real violent runs because it's like
X-Force is just like that too.
But this particularly like late aughts X-Force, shoot man, things are getting
crazy.
Yeah, limbs are getting hacked off left and right.
I mean, this is also kind of the era where they were getting into like kind of gross looking X-Men.
Well, and
like,
that's Clayton Crane is the artist for a lot of those, and if you ever seen it's fascinating looking. It's really intriguing looking.
You like this,
but it's not pleasing.
No, which is why I don't like it.
Which it works for X-Force, I think.
Which is why I don't read a lot of X-Force.
This particular run of X-Force, I think it works really well for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree that like if you are going to write this kind of story, you should get an artist to match, and I think you're right.
I think it matches.
Yeah.
But it is. But Trask does fight the programming.
Yes.
So like, I think the old Trask is in there because the thing is like they resurrect him and then don't do anything with him for the first couple issues, and then you jump a bunch, and then he's actually doing stuff again.
Yeah.
And. It is. I mean, it's just that. It's just pulling weight. It's actually working with governments. It's actually like putting into practice what old Trask would have done. Yeah. Not, the regretful Trask that sacrificed himself.
Right.
So I'm not going to. There's a bunch of stuff going on. We're not going to get into it all. But Trask specifically, when Second Coming comes around, that is all of these resurrected villains.
Yes.
And his story is not in Second Coming. Mm-mm. It's in Second Coming Revelations, which takes place in X Factor.
That's just what I was thinking of. Because like in my head, that's like a separate like run.
It's all the same. So it's like 2 years of him like hanging around real time comics.
Yeah. So it's X Factor, the second series, number 206. That's the second run by Peter David, and August 2010. And during that run, that's when you kind of have the conclusion of where Monet is like probing his mind, and that's what like separates Trask from Bastion, and then he kills himself, like as like again kind of reiterating the thing of like the original run where he is regretful and like sees that this is a problem.
I mean, if him specifically, now I wouldn't have thought of this if we were just reading this normal, but because we're drilling in that I normally would be like, man, why are we digging up this guy? Because like this is also during this all kind of leads into Necrotia too. Mm-hmm. This doesn't have anything to do with Necrotia, but this whole like using the techno-organic virus to bring back people
back to life. Yeah,
that's what Necrotia is. Like it is due to what Bastion has done, but the fact that Trask specifically was brought back and manipulated in his old ways to hurt the X-Men is exactly what the Sentinels have been this entire time.
Right.
Like this idea he had way back when has been perverted over the decades, and he just gets brought back to pervert it even further.
And you can see too that like I think it's like so interesting, which I don't know if the comics did this justice. Like if you know it, you can draw these parallels. I don't think they were so explicit.
No, I don't think they were either, but
I do think it's definitely there, and I do think it's like compelling, and I wish maybe they had just like put the extra effort in to explain that a little bit, but it's kind of hard because it's across actually like
I was gonna say
it's across different books.
Somebody bringing back Trask was not the person who like continued. You know, it's like Peter David wasn't the one who brought it in. It was Kyle and Yost. Were the two that ended up bringing it in, and you know they didn't finish that. They were doing their own thing over here.
This is always the downside sometimes of comic runs that like cross different books and stuff. But like you can see it. That's why we're here.
That is why we're here.
Because like it's like, oh, he was like he felt when he dies, he's like he dies trying to save the world, and to prevent him and his name becoming this like hated person who almost brought ruin to the world. Unfortunately, despite doing the heroic act, it still happened because of what the can of worms that he opened, and that is tragic.
It's almost it's what Iron Man never. I mean, like they do Iron Man stories like that, where it's like his technology, the stuff he creates, gets used for evil, essentially. But it's interesting because it was something made out of bigotry, used for bigotry, and then regretted. But you already invented the gun, man. You can't undo it.
And it's like, and it's so much bigger. I mean, that's kind of what the Sentinels are in the original run, but then it like explodes to the metaphor too.
You'd almost could be like, well, it was never public, but he literally brought it on TV.
Like it was hugely public.
It was hugely public.
And
they moved soap operas for it.
They did, and they also show so many of the people like responding to the arguments of them like in the original run. It's like quite compelling. I think that. Seeing it here, doing the research this way, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they were going for. I just don't think like if you read if you read them all back to back, you'll get it. If you don't, though, because they're separated by 2010, 2008 to 2010, and then 1966, like obviously that's gonna not feel exactly the same. So I don't blame people for like taking it at face value.
The funny thing is, I read this X-Force run when it first came out. I think I was collecting it individually at the time.
Oh, okay,
but. I'm so deep now.
Yeah.
I've dug so deep since then that I didn't know who half of those people were that they were resurrecting. I just knew,
makes sense.
Oh, these are bad guys.
Yeah.
These must be old bad guys. Yeah. I didn't realize how old this one was.
Yeah.
I probably knew the name Trask from the movie.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just funny now to be like, he's barely in the comics.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. And like on top of it too, like you don't even realize that like Bastion of course had to force him to do things like in this body because like he already regretted, but in the movies that's not like
no.
Yeah.
I mean we'll get to the end of the movie, but it's not the same arc.
No.
No. Trask is not going to be like, you know what, you guys are fine. Instead, that's the thing though with Days of Future Past to the comic.
Yeah,
that's not the case either. I mean, it wasn't Trask being killed,
right,
but it's the same deal. So it's like he can't have a come to Jesus moment, and then you end up killing him.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
So anyway, he's every other instance, are all flashbacks to pre-Sentinel time of him trying to get the Sentinels going. There was a very small run called First X-Men from 2012 where it's Wolverine and Sabretooth and other mutants before the X-Men were even created.
Oh, okay.
And Trask tried he actually got the Sentinel program off the ground, and it was actually government funded, but it went so poorly he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go do it on my own.
Oh, interesting.
So some slight government funding to get it off the ground.
A little bit of explanation as to how he has this giant like underground like building. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's it. Like it is still him, but there's like just a little bit of other things going on. But for the most part, all his appearances are at least still flashbacks, and they're not trying to
make it different.
Because in the whole X-Force run, their explanation for why like all these public figures came back was that they were all life model decoys.
Oh, sure.
And that S.H.I.E.L.D. had like faked their deaths essentially, and now they've come back exactly to protect them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was their reasoning for why all these people came back. Because they're like now working with the UN and stuff.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You'd have to say something.
Seem legitimate, right?
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's it for this. I'm Stasia.
I'm Producer James.
And we'll see you for the next 10.